Wow, 2 reviews a month? I must be on fire. Hey guys, welcome to another Jim's Transformers review. I have the setup, I have the camera, I have the lights, I have the everything, so I'm ready to go ahead and start another review. And as you probably already guessed, this time it's Masterpiece Shockwave. Quick, before we take a look at this guy though, let's take a quick look at his packaging. Here's his monstrous box. I mean, look at the size of it compared to me. It's a typical Masterpiece affair with the big art of the guy on front, with the purple for Decepticon Transformers logo up there, Takara Tomy. It's nice and beautiful, and it has foil lettering on the side, and you have all the product art on the back, even though it's upside down. And inside the box are his instruction booklet, the trading card, and some Decepticon logo stickers right there. But I'm not quite a sticker guy, so we'll just leave those there. Now the main event, Shockwave. And this is Masterpiece. This is phenomenal. I really dig this guy. He really washes the sour taste of hot Rodimus over there out of my mouth. This guy just oozes evil personality with that cycloptic yellow eye, the purple paint job, and the cannon coming out of his arm. Which lights up, by the way, with a pretty powerful LED in there too. This guy is pure, perfect purple joy. Now let's go ahead and zoom in to get a little closer of a look. So here you have Shockwave in all of his purple glory. You can see that eye right there. On the back of his head is a giant window for light piping. So, got a nice light right there, and you can see it really shines through. You have the clear chest with some molded silver detail back behind it, which looks pretty darn rad, similar to the trick that Grimlock pulls off. As far as posability, you have a nice ball-jointed head to get a nice expressive look out of that faceless monster. You have 2 nice joints at the shoulders here, but the one farthest out is so tight that I fear that it might break the other joint at some point if I'm not careful with it. But you have nice range in the elbow. You have full 180-degree bendability in both elbows, which is really nice. Partially in case you want to move the hose right here from being on the back to on the front. You can just rotate it around and flip it over. His hands can open and close, and they're on a ball joint, which gives a little wiggle and a whole lot of rotation. His waist can pop up, which gives it a bit of a crunch in either direction. And you have a little bit of waist swivel right there. The panels up here at the hip give way to nice ratcheted hip movement, thigh swivel, and a knee with nice ratchets but doesn't really bend that far. And these solid die-cast feet are pretty small, but they are solid enough to support his weight, and they have quite a bit of tilt in either direction. So overall, this guy is mighty poseable. And to add more awesome variety to his poses, you have a couple of things that come in the box. And by things, I specifically mean a whole bunch of hands. So these are the 2 hands that come stock with them. It's a solid right hand and a left hand arm cannon. You can pop off these pieces pretty easily. Just pop it off right there. The other hands include a regular left hand in case you don't want to have that cannon arm, a saluting right hand, a clear right hand and a clear cannon to replicate the look of the original G1 toy, as well as a clear saluting hand. And the LED looks pretty rad with the clear cannon hand. Other than that, he comes with one other accessory, and that's a miniature version of him in his gun mode, which he can hold, so he can be holding himself. But we'll come back to this in a few minutes. His backpack right here also is a separate piece that you don't have to have on there, you know, so you're not parts forming. This works just fine, but this is basically the stand for him in gun mode. So if you want to store this, you can use it as a backpack. I like having it on there just to make it look a little more solid. You can also remove this hose piece if you'd like, but why would you? it looks pretty darn cool. Shockwave's bot mode is nothing too flashy. It gets everything that it needs done, and it's beautiful for it. Now time for some size comparison. For comparison, here he is next to MP10 Prime, Hasbro Masterpiece Starscream, Hasbro Masterpiece Grimlock, one of the car robots, Wheeljack specifically, Masterpiece Bumblebee, and in case you're not familiar with Masterpiece scaling, here he is next to a mainline figure, Titan's Return Deluxe Brainstorm, and Titan's Return Fortress Maximus. This bot mode is superb and definitely the highlight of this figure. Now let's go ahead and check out his cannon mode. And here he is in his cannon mode. While not necessarily as good as the robot mode, it's still pretty crazy. First of all, it's big enough to fit my monster's hands pretty well, and I really enjoy the kind of roleplay of just holding a Shockwave gun, go pew 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 pew, pew 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 pew, pew 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 pew, pew 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 pew, pew 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 pew, pew 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 pew. And it looks overall pretty good, pretty close to the animation model, and definitely close to the original toy. And sure, his head is kind of exposed down right there, but again, overall, it feels really nice. The transformation itself is pretty much a slightly more complex version of the original. The legs are brilliantly engineered, and it's quite satisfying getting this front part all hooked up together as well. There's a sight back here, which is a bit far back, but still looks kind of cool to look down, you know, while you're shooting your Shockwave. There's an LED in this mode too, but when I went to the store today to get some batteries for this review, I got AA's instead of AAA's. So while I got the right button batteries for his arm cannon, I got the wrong batteries for the main LED. Sorry, I messed up. And again, this becomes a little stand for his gun mode, and it doesn't really solidly click on in any way that I've found. Please, if somebody else knows a way that I'm missing, please let me know, but otherwise it just seems to kind of loosely lay on the stand. Another little problem with the gun is this trigger. It's pretty small and it flaps up pretty easily. It doesn't like stay in place, which is unfortunate, but it works. There's a satisfying little clip to it. Again, the detail paneling on the top, the nice kind of clear plastic stripes along the side of the gun barrel, and this hose. It all comes together to make a really nice, fun, tidy little gun, which fits well in my hand, but doesn't fit well in any of their hands. So again, what was the solution for that? This little gun right here, which is a nice little replica of this main gun mode. You got the stripes right here on the gun barrel. You have the stripes right here on the gun barrel. You have the scope on this gun. You have the scope on this gun. It even has a little string hose, which is pretty nifty. The handle has the basic tab connector piece, so it can fit well into basically any non-Bumblebee modern Masterpiece figure, which is pretty great. Like here he is in Wheeljack's hand, and it's a nice scale. Bigger than some of the other guns, but small enough to fit in their hands. The only other Masterpiece Decepticon I own is Starscream here, which unfortunately doesn't have the tab hole in his hands, but his fingers are articulated enough to where he can pretty loosely hold Shockwave. As long as I don't go shaking him around too much, you wouldn't notice. But it even looks pretty good in his hand right there. So to recap, this gun mode isn't perfect, but it's pretty nice, and it just feels cool to hold a Decepticon gun, because this mode is really solid and pretty fun, and the other mode is a complete doll. And there are only a few issues I have with this guy, and they're very small. I'm going to give this guy a solid A. Yeah, I could gush about this guy for hours, but I better stop because I need to take the time to edit this video. So thank you guys very much for watching. Another special thank you to the Transformers YouTube community Facebook group for helping me decide what to do for this review. I had a tough time deciding, so I put up a poll, and you guys really helped me out. Also, because of the poll, I know what review I'm doing next. So stay tuned for that. Here's a big hint. The figure was in this video. So, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and click one of the links to the right of me to see more.